Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to my channel, Education Studies. Today, in the series of various factors affecting education, we will be studying about urbanization. Urbanization refers to the process by which rural areas become urbanized as a result of economic development and industrialization. In the post-industrialized world, the advanced countries used to derive the major proportion of the national income not from agriculture and industry, but from the service sector. In the context of urbanization and education, points to be covered here are definition of urban area, meaning and concept of urbanization, definition of urbanization, history of urbanization, urbanization in India, causes of urbanization, positive effects of urbanization, negative effects of urbanization, urbanization and education, and in the end, challenges in educational context. Before moving on to the actual term urbanization, let us have a look on the term urban area. How do we define an urban area? In accordance with the Census of India 2001, an urban area is defined as a all places having municipalities, municipal corporation, cantonment board, or notified area community, etc. B. Other places having a minimum population of 5,000, at least 75% of working population engaged in non-agricultural occupations, pursuits, places having population density of at least 400 per square kilometer. Meaning of urbanization. In a layman language, we can say it is population shift from rural to urban areas. But actually, it also refers to the transformation of society whereby rural economy being transformed to advanced industrial economy. Demographically, the term urbanization denotes the distribution of population from rural to urban settlements over time. It may be referred as the process by which rural areas become urbanized as a result of economic development and industrialization. We can say urbanization is a social process whereby cities grow and societies become more urban. So, urbanization is not merely a modern phenomena but rapid and historic transformation of human social roots on a global scale, whereby predominantly rural culture is being rapidly placed by predominantly urban culture. Now, let us have a look on various definitions of urbanization. The Cambridge Dictionary defines urbanization as the process by which more and more people leave the countryside to live in cities. Thomson Warren, in Encyclopedia of Social Science, illustrates that urbanization is the movement of people from communities concerned chiefly or solely with agriculture to communities generally larger whose activities are primarily centered in government, trade, manufacture, or allied interests. Anderson says urbanization is not one-way process, but it is a two-way process. It involves not only movement from villages to cities and changes from agricultural occupation to business, trade, service, and profession, but it also involves change in the migrants' attitudes, beliefs, values, and behavior pattern. History of urbanization. The urbanization of the developing world began to be accelerated in late 20th century. In 2008, the world crossed the long-awaited demographic watershed of half the people on Earth living in urban areas. It is predicted that by 2050, 64% of the developing world and 86% of the developed world will be urbanized. Urbanization in India. Urbanization in India began to accelerate after independence due to country's adoption of a mixed economy, which gave rise to the development of a private sector. Urbanization is taking place at a faster rate in India. Population residing in urban areas in India, according to 1911 census, 11.4% were living in urban areas. The count increased to 28.53% according to 2001 census and to 31.16% as per 2011 census. According to the survey by UN, in 2020, 40.76% of country's population is expected to reside in urban areas. Mumbai is second largest metropolis in India with respect to population, and Delhi witnessed the fastest rate of urbanization in the world with a 4.1% rise in population as per 2011 census. Positive effects of urbanization. The impact of urbanization can be seen as societies become increasingly urbanized. New employment opportunities. In rural areas, people mainly have to depend on agriculture and allied activities for the living, whereas in urban areas, there are several employment opportunities in various sectors. Technological advancement. Urban areas are characterized by new technologies, infrastructural development, better standard of living. This induces people from backward and rural areas to move to urban areas. Social benefits. There are a lot of social benefits like better education facilities, better healthcare, transport and communication facilities, social status, better recreational facilities lead people to move to urban areas for enjoying the benefits of modern lifestyle. Commercial activities, development of trade, better commercial opportunities, and higher returns in urban areas attract people. Overall, there is a better standard of living. Negative effects of urbanization. Problem of overcrowding. Industrialization has resulted in an increase in urban population, which creates further pressure on urban land. As a result, there is a dearth of space and consequently overcrowding occurs. High cost of living. Many people who migrate to urban areas cannot afford the high cost of living in cities. Unemployment. Urban areas have the highest rate of joblessness in most countries across the world. Slums. The acute shortage of housing facilities lead to the growth of slums. The availability and development of housing facilities has not expanded fast enough to meet growing demands for rapid urbanization. It compels the poor to live in slums. Increase in crime rates. Overpopulation, growing slums, and unemployment go hand in hand with rising crime. Pollution, environment degradation. and increased pollution is another consequence of urbanization. Psychological effects. Individual's adjustment in urban area is related to his psychological being. The migrants usually come from different backgrounds and struggle to settle down there. Rapid changes in the economic sphere influence them greatly. Consequently, stress is caused due to competition and work pressure. Urbanization and education. As the urbanization trend continues around the world, education is impacted in a number of ways. In fact, education is one of the driving factors of urbanization. And with an increase in urban population, education becomes more accessible to the growing majority. Urbanization improves overall access to education facilities, provides better resources to a large population. Additionally, it reduces the number of children making long journeys just to attend school. Transportation facilities save the children from long journeys, which have been shown to negatively impact children's health, safety, and educational impact. Urbanization ensures availability of better teachers and expertise knowledge. Positive correlation between further education attainment and a number of beneficial economic factors, including service sector, employment, and GDP per capita, is a complementary advantage of urbanization. It ensures easier placement strategies to the youth. Challenges of urbanization in educational context. Though there are so many advantages of urbanization with respect to education accessibility and consequent economic prosperity, but at the same time, the road to urbanization is paved with several challenges. Both the formal and informal cost of attending school prevent the poorest children from gaining access to education. As rural to urban migration continue, there is a rise in informal settlements. This makes the provision of education a greater challenge and increases inequality within school. A disparity between urban and rural education is a common trend witnessed. Many a times it leads to unhealthy competition which may result in abnormal tendencies in students. Urbanization is a fact of life in most cities around the world. Although urbanization is accompanied by many problems and challenges, many city governments are working hard at minimizing and resolving these problems and making their cities pleasant and comfortable places to live. Thank you and have a good day.